Lightsystems.com, folks. This stuff, I have it at my house. I use it. I don't peddle anything I don't use. Jason, light therapy, dude. I'm all about this now. I'm all about this. I've been doing your machines, red light therapy. I'm like onto this. And I think this is the future of medicine. And I think people that are not doing this are missing the ball.
100%. 100%. Again, thank you for having me on. Thank you for the prayers as well. It happened just a few weeks ago, but it really ties into what's going on here because for anybody who knew him, he was very, very focused on health, wellness, and the alternative space. And he's the person that really brought me into this world in the first place. So,
Yeah, man.
like I said before we even started the show, everything that I do moving forward, everything that I did, but everything that I do moving forward is in his memory, it's in his honor. It's my way of keeping him alive eternally and
He was your
perpetually.
hero. He was your Superman, dude.
He was my everything, man. He was my best friend. I didn't think it would happen so soon, but it
Uh,
did. And now we get to keep him alive in various different ways in his honor, helping a lot of people. So, you know, just to go back years, growing up, I grew up around all these modalities, and everybody called us crazy because the world was definitely not there, and it's going in that direction now, but it definitely wasn't there 20, 25 years ago. And he was the one that taught me all these things. He helped a lot of people, more so as a hobby. He wasn't a doctor. He just was super knowledgeable and educated on the topic at hand. Beyond just light therapy, therapies in general, alternative modalities in general that helped tons of people. So for me, it wasn't something that came like 2 or 3 years ago of, wow, there's this new thing that can help a lot of people. It's something that I've seen with my own eyes in general, alternative modalities being able to help people and helping make this world a healthier place. So the light system, unifiedhealing.com with a network of wellness centers is something that he was super proud of. It's something that I'm very grateful for in terms of representing, but it's really a mission intended to help make this world a healthier place because when we're healthy, you cannot control this world anymore. Nobody can when we live healthier and more conscious lives.
ever since I quit drinking, man, that was the first step was to just drop all my bad habits, drinking being the worst of them, because drinking led to everything else. And now that 5 years, 3 months sober, I'll tell you this. All I want to do is get healthy. Like I'm looking for new innovative ways to like live longer. I really do feel like, dude, we're on the cusp of people
We are.
living to 150, 200 years old. I think that's coming. I think, and it's not just going to be for a select few. I think the medical industry is going to change. People like you that are bringing forth these type of technologies. I think the med beds, whatever, dude, it's all going to start coming out. Like the floodgates are going to be open, and it's all going to start coming out, and people are going to learn to live, or that repairing DNA, whatever. We're going to be living to 150, 200, maybe longer. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if I want to live that long,
Yeah. It depends
but
what type of life you're
it's like
living.
that, that movie Time when you
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
poor. Yeah, it's like I don't know if I want to be outliving everybody or whatever, but I think if you're, why shorten your years, man, with drink? Why not live your best life, dude? Like drinking and drugs, and yeah, it's fun for a little while, and then it's like, okay, I'm 30, I'm 40. It's not
Yeah.
fun anymore. You got to start paying attention. The little things in life keep you going, man. And if you could do things to add years to your life, why not? We've done so much to take them away,
You know,
right?
it, for me, it's not only about how long you live, it's what you do in the years that you live and the quality of life that you're living. So
Yeah.
the goal with these wellness technologies and all these centers around the world, specifically at the Unified Healing Centers, the light system specifically in this case, it's about not just making you live longer, although it does that. It's not about making you live longer. It's about making you live a better quality life. Because, like you said, I mean, when it comes to drinking and drugs and all that, it's only fun if you're in the frequency that matches that. And the
Yeah.
second you change your overall frequency of being, like quite literally, your emotions are a frequency. You can measure them with EKGs or whatever they're called. You can measure different frequencies and different emotions. And when you're now operating and always in resonance with the frequency of joy and holistic health and happiness and abundance, and it sounds funny, but it's scientific. You start resonating with that in your reality. So really what a lot of people I don't think understand because the medical system made it so complex Health and disease is not that complex. We can talk about it in its complexities, but we first have to understand the basis of it all. And the basis is very simple. The difference between health versus disease is energetic imbalance, and health is energy
Dis-ease,
balance.
dis-ease.
Disease.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So the question we got to be asking ourselves is not what pill do we take to, kill this thing or overcome this disease, but how do we rebalance the energy in our bodies? And there are free ways to do that, like meditation and breath work and eating the right way and grounding and all of those things. And then there are ways that are effortless, like having certain technologies like the light system and the technologies in these unified healing centers all around the world where you don't have to go out of your way to do something. You can actually do whatever you want, work, spend your day around this technology, and it's creating it for you.
What I'm doing now with the light system, because you're going to send me the new and improved one, right? You're
Sure.
going to be
Yeah.
okay. So you're going to be sending me that one. I'm putting them in my gym. So I'm putting it next to my treadmill. So I'm always on the treadmill. So a lot of people tell me like, "Do you ever meditate?" I go, "Yeah, when I'm doing." So I do the red light therapy and I do some other stuff, but I like to get on the treadmill. And that's the real meditation for me is when I'm running on the treadmill, and I'm forcing me to breathe and I'm going at about a 7.5, 8.5 sprints, you know what I mean? And I
Oh,
mean
yeah.
that's my meditation. That's where I'm like zoned in and I'm like, all I'm thinking about is my breathing. It takes something like that to make me think about my breathing. Well, I'm putting this device, and I just saw this new one, the pyramid one. I want to
Yeah.
put it right next to the treadmill. That's my idea. So I'm going to put it right next to where I run, and I'm going to focus on that. Well, I'm crazy.
No, no, no.
No,
It's
I'm
it's
nuts.
awesome. And
But
I want people to understand the simplicity behind how this works and how it really ties into meditation as well. The pyramid that you're talking about, it's one of my favorite ones because it looks like that. It's like the coolest thing
it's
in the world.
awesome, dude. That is so
And
crazy.
it's amazing. It's actually the exact proportions at a smaller scale of the Great Pyramid in Giza. And we did that because the proportion itself is actually having energy move in specific ways that we learned from ancient Egypt, and now we're bringing into technologies today. And that's one of many different types of models on the website.
Did you hear about the findings of the Egyptian pyramids? How they have those cylinders that go under them for what almost a quarter mile or longer, or I don't know how long it is, but it's huge, like
Did
three
you
times the size of
hear?
the Empire State Building.
It's insane. I was on Redacted the other day speaking about this because they read the pyramid code document that everybody called me crazy for. And in the document, it says that it tells you what's underneath. And everybody's like, Jason, if that were true, and this was 5 years ago,
Yeah,
Jason, if that were true, we would have already known because we have the technology to do it. And lo and behold, we didn't. And now we do. And it shows that, that thing is true. And not just that, just came out with documents of the Ark of the Covenant and where it is.
yes.
That's also in the Pyramid Code, right underneath the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem.
So what does that? What do you think they were? Do you think that they were just these huge energy? I mean, first of all, there's no way humans built them. I'm sorry, I don't believe they did. But I could go with giants maybe, but something way more a civilization way more sophisticated, maybe a breakaway civilization, maybe extraterrestrials. I don't know, but they look like the tip of an obelisk, right? Like if you look
Yeah.
what's under it, right? So. I I call this like when I look at your the machine that you just showed the light systems technology. I look at it as the same ballpark.
Yeah.
And geometrically it's sound. Everything looks like just right on cue. But to me, I think this is the future. This is the future of medicine, and people need to get on board with this stuff, man. This is where I'm going with everything.
100%. 100%. Now, the pyramids themselves, a lot of people use them. And I'm not just talking about the technology itself, I'm talking about the pyramids in Egypt that inspired the design of the technology. The pyramids themselves were built in a way to be healing chambers. A lot of people go there and experience incredible healing experiences because of the way energy moves and certain frequencies that are in specific chambers in those pyramids. Now, the design of the light system pyramid was created after those proportions because of how they built it back then and why they built it back then that way. But beyond that, back to your point about the treadmill, I want people to understand how certain things work because it's one thing to just say, this is how it works, this is what the experts say, and that's kind of where it ends. Because that disempowers people. People just say, Yeah, well, it works because this doctor said so, and that's not enough. What if the doctor is compromised? What if the doctor is paid off? What if the doctor is lying to you? What if the doctor is wrong? He's a good person, but he's wrong. We need to be able to understand and educate ourselves on how these things work, and they're much simpler than we think. So, when it comes to the light system technology, whether it's the pyramid, whether it's the bigger technologies, because there are massive, massive panels that are coming to these centers around the world as well now, 500 centers,
Do you
55.
want to show some of those? I mean, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah, yeah.
they're very impressive.
Yeah, I could pull that up right now. And again, I want people to understand, how does this work? Why does it work? Because when we understand that, it changes everything completely when we go about understanding the mechanism by which it works. Now, this is what it looks like right over here. These are several different types of models. So you have your 12 unit, which is 6 and 6. You have a 24 unit. This is 12. There would be a 12 opposing it on the other side. And this is just cut off, but this is a 32 unit. And the reason why we go up to 32 is because the way this program works, which is a proprietary software developed quite some time ago, a few decades ago, that's just been upgraded over time, is because two screens that are facing each other are exactly synchronized with the same program. So when you have 32 screens, but two screens use one program, you have 16 different programs. That's why you go up to 32 different screens to be able to have a wide array of what you're looking to target.
So you don't need, you just need to be in the presence of these machines, correct? You don't need to be like, I mean, you don't have to be really paying attention to them. In other words, your DNA is responding to it, right? It's not like something you have to be staring at and like,
No, 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 no. Yeah. So
you
think
know.
about it like this. Think about it like this. The sun. You don't need to stare at it to get vitamin D. You need to be in its presence. So it's not magic. It's just how things work because it's creating an environment that's facilitating the production of vitamin D in your body through this energetic exchange between you and the sun. That's just how it works over there. So when we go to this technology specifically, number one, I really want to preface with the fact that if we lived in a natural world without all these toxins and poisons, you would never need this technology. But because we live in a sick world that's completely distorted and incoherent, we need to counterbalance it until we get back to the natural world, which I believe will happen at some point, but we're not quite there yet. So, in terms of how it works, just to educate people on it, there are various aspects to it, and everybody can experience this at wellness centers around the world. That's unifiedhealing.com to go and experience that because everybody
Hold
should
on.
have
So they don't, if they don't want to buy a unit themselves, they can go to the centers. Well, there's one close to or
everywhere.
everywhere, right?
Yeah, you're talking 250 in the US, 250 around the world, 55 countries. It's virtually everywhere and growing rapidly. Now I'm doing tours all around the world now too. So I'm about to start a tour in the middle states of the United States because I already did the whole West Coast and East Coast. From there, going to Canada, Alaska, Europe, Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, and then we'll take it from there. So 2 years of traveling on tour to see all these places.
How long does someone need to be around these machines and its presence for to start seeing some kind of results? Like I've heard as little as what, 10 minutes, 20 minutes they go in there, or some people spend the whole day.
So really the best thing that you can do is sleep around it. And the reason why is because what this is creating, what the software is essentially creating is an environment that's coherent, an energetically coherent and balanced environment for your body to synchronize with. So overnight, when you're already sleeping and your body's healing itself, it does that in like super mode because you're already going through the process. Now you have a better environment to do it. So essentially, one of the really cool ways that this works, amongst other functions of it, just to explain it to people so they get it, is based on Dr. Masaru Emoto's work. Dr. Masaru Emoto was a Japanese businessman turned scientist, and he had a hypothesis. He had a question. His question was, is it possible for my intentions, my thoughts, my words, and my emotions to change my environment around me? And everybody said, Masaru, you sound like a psychopath. That's not possible. So what he did was to see if it was possible or not was something called a water experiment. And it's if you just Google Dr. Masaru Emoto water experiment, you'll see different aspects to what actually came out of it. And I'll show my screen to
It was
explain
the intention, right? How it changes the molecular structure of the water.
of water. Yeah. So let's
Right.
say you take this water, there's nothing in it. But if I took this cup and what he did was he said, okay, I'm going to take one glass of water and I'm going to put a lot of positive intentions towards it. And I'm going to take another glass of water, and I'm going to put a lot of negative intentions towards it. And then I'm going to take the water, I'm going to freeze it, and I'm going to put it under a microscope to see the molecular structure of the water underneath the microscope. And what he found looked like this. So every time he went to a positive aspect, like eternal truth, wisdom, thank you, it gave him sacred geometric shapes.
Wow.
And every time he did negative things like you make me sick, evil, polluted water before prayer, and so on and so forth, it showed him a lot of nasty, distorted shapes. And the reason why that's so relevant is because we, you, all of us as human beings are made up of over 70% water. And when you have water that's not structured the right way, energy can't move, it gets stuck. That's your dis-ease of energy. It can't flow. When you have coherent structures, you have ease of energy and flow because electricity and energy can then move through the water. So when you're looking at those screens and you see all that light moving up and down, well, if you click on the keyboard F11, you can translate that to English. And you'll see that it's no less than a specific set of positive words and affirmations with
This,
different intentionalities.
so their intentions.
That's part of what you're looking at,
Wow.
coupled with certain aspects of color therapy, what they call photonic collision.
I
That's
didn't
getting
even
more.
know that. This is the first time you've told me this.
Yeah, so that's something that we learned over the past few months, where now what the technology is doing is it's literal intentions that are coded into something that you can't read, but you can translate them by clicking a button on the keyboard on the computer. And you will see a bunch of different positive intentions with different intentionalities, different affirmations. Beyond that, you can actually take that because there's a function in it where you can set your own intentionality. So let's say you're going through addiction with cocaine, whatever. You enter your intentionality of what you're looking to achieve, and it will reprogram those linguistics to give you specific positive affirmations written a specific way that will directly target what it is that you're looking to do.
That's
Level
insanity.
affirmations. It's insane. It's amazing.
That is brilliant.
It's brilliant. So it's doing what Masaru Emoto did, only effortless. It's running 24/7. You don't have to do anything other than program it
Wow.
once. And then you add the color therapy on top of it. So now you have different wavelengths to interact with different parts of the body.
Gosh, and then that just takes me to like the whole agenda with the music industry, what we listen to daily, and think about it. Like in the '90s when I was growing up, the hip hop, drug culture, hip hop, gangs. Everyone was in a gang. Everyone was shooting somebody. Everyone wanted to do a drug. I mean, it was like that was the culture, and that was because of the music.
Yes.
Remember in the '80s, the hairband, all that. I mean, dude, look how it's just been shifting. This to me makes complete sense, man.
It's beyond
Wow.
just making sense. There's the theory of it, and then there's what happens on the ground. What happens on the ground with people that are experiencing this, we've spoken about this in the past. Autistic children that are nonverbal can suddenly speak. You're seeing people that are overcoming incredible ailments, and it's not because it's a medical technology. It's because the body has the ability to do that. If you give the body the proper resources to do it, it will work to reverse any imbalance in the body. So suddenly, back pain is starting to dissipate, eyesight is starting to reverse, hair is starting to grow. It's
So,
amazing things.
so do you think that people should put it in a language that they understand?
No, because interestingly enough, what Dr. Masaru Emoto showed is that regardless of the language that you choose, the intentions of the programmer are most important. Let's say that I give you words and affirmations in Hebrew. You may not be able to understand Hebrew, but the energy of those affirmations is objective, not subjective. So when you take that and you're in that proximity, it's going to start impacting you. I could do the opposite as well. If I started putting negative affirmations around you, I could start hurting you and make you sick. The genius behind this technology is there's this, and don't ask me how it works because I'm not the inventor. This man named Robert Religa invented it back in the 80s and the 90s. Now, what he did was he created a mechanism that even if you try to put negative intentions in there, it won't let you. It will
Wow.
flip it over and turn it into the positive so nobody can weaponize it.
That's insane.
It's insane.
This is so brilliant.
Yeah.
So I guess, man, so this is kind of like I could say light system, pyramid light system technology. I mean, this is This is like different technologies in one, like two or three different types of technologies in
Yeah,
one.
you're talking about different types.
Intention, light.
Exactly. It's stacking different aspects of different types of modalities in one.
What about the speed of it? I notice it slows down, it goes backwards, it goes reverse, it slows down, it goes fast. What is that about?
So you can actually set what's called the cycle time. And you know how there are certain numbers in numerology that will also impact the body in certain ways. It's not just words. There are numbers that will do things differently for the body as well. So like 333 will have a different outcome than 888 when it comes to understanding how numerology on a scientific basis, numbers interact with the body and change molecular formations of water in the body to help energy move better through water. So you have ease as opposed to dis-ease or disease.
So you got
So
numerology, you got frequency, you got light. Damn, I mean, this is intention
yeah,
all in one in this machine.
it's
Really?
amazing stuff. My goal is to get to a point where nobody ever needs something like this again. Right now, unfortunately, the average American, 6 pharmaceutical drugs per day. Everybody is sick with something. It's very sad and it's not normal. I know a lot of people say, people are living longer, so you're going to have more disease. No, it should be the opposite. If people are living longer, they should be healthier. They should have higher quality lives. And we shouldn't be normalizing the fact that you just get sick because you're older. As a matter of fact, you should get healthier and stronger as you get older because you had more time to work on the vessel that you're living in called your body. So that's where I come from. I believe that that's what we're going to start seeing over time as things start becoming more normal in this, call it biohacking space, whatever you want to call it. But the future of medicine is energy, frequency, and vibration because that's the base of who we are. And if you can build things on that basis, you can rebalance absolutely everything.
I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately on quantum mechanics, and I was watching the electron microscope.
Yeah.
And I was looking at how they were studying atoms, dude, in the microscope, and I just could not believe it. I'm like, there's the proof right there.
Yep.
Vibration is holding everything together. We're 99.9% empty space,
Yep.
just held together by a frequency.
And
Why
here's
would
here's the thing. It's not empty space. That's another stupidity that they tell us, where you're right.
well, the
99.9%.
atom? I mean, they're showing the atom is empty
Yeah,
space.
they call it empty space because they don't know what it is. But like Einstein will call that empty space the most volatile form and aspect of physics because that's the energy that's making
Yeah. So
everything.
what is that consciousness holding everything together? I
I
mean,
don't
what do you see? That's what I'm saying. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know what it
saying.
is, but let's put it this way. It is. That's what it
God,
is.
I
It's
am.
existence, right? I am. It is. Isness, whatever you want to call it. It is existence in the first place. And if we look at ourselves, we're made of atoms. If 99.999% of an atom is space or energy and 0.0001% is matter, that means that me and you are mostly not material beings.
Yeah.
We're 0.0001% material. The rest is something we just don't quite understand
Right.
yet.
Spiritual. Just
It's amazing.
spiritual. Yeah, it is.
It's amazing stuff.
Jason, I appreciate you coming on. The Light Systems, folks, plural. TheLightSystems.com. I'll put a link down there below. Get started on it. How do they get it? Like, I mean, is there
There's a form on the website. People can download a free educational booklet to learn more about it. I would always tell everybody go to on that website, you can click find a center. It will take you to Unified Healing, or you can go to unifiedhealing.com, find a center near you, experience it for yourself, take it from there. We only hear amazing things.
you're awesome, Jason. And like